a great matchup. But for this instance, we are discussing the UNC and Notre Dame matchup, guys. Yes, we are. Listen, UNC went into Notre Dame, Notre Dame's home stadium, home arena, however you like to call it, and ended up pulling off the upset. But I do want to say this: I don't particularly consider this an upset because UNC should be ranked in the top 25, and it's unfortunate that they're not. Listen, they're 11-4 in the season, 3-0 in conference play. This is by far a top 25 team. And Notre Dame is ranked number 16. They have 3 losses on the season. One of those losses going up against the best team in the country in South Carolina on a neutral site in Paris. And Notre Dame has dealt with a bevy of injuries. They're still missing their best player, possibly the best player in college basketball, in my opinion, Olivia Miles, who is recovering from ACL injury. They just got back Sonia Citron, who had missed the last 3 weeks with a leg injury. They're also missing Krishan Prosper, who is a sophomore. My apologies. And Maddie Westbell, who's a senior, missed the game last night as well. So they've got some injuries that they're dealing with right now, Notre Dame. But they're still led by KK Bransford, and Hannah Hidalgo. And Kylie Watson as well. So listen, they still have some pieces there, but something that Notre Dame has struggled with since Neil Ivey has been coaching at Notre Dame is lack of depth. And obviously that would not be as big of an issue if they didn't have injuries, but Notre Dame is never known for going more than three players deep off the bench since Neil Ivey has been there, and that could just be her coaching philosophy. But listen, North Carolina held Notre Dame to under 31% from the field, 27% from the three-point line, and Notre Dame shot 66% from the free throw line to go along with 14 turnovers. I mean, that's a resume. I mean, that's a recipe right there for how to lose a game. But North Carolina didn't shoot the ball particularly well either. Listen, they shot 38% from the field, 26% from the three-point line, and 47% from the free throw line. Their best player, Deja Kelly, shot 3 of 14 from the field, only had 6 points. Alyssa Utsby, you could argue their second best player, only had 7 points and shot 3 of 10 from the field. But a huge bright spot for North Carolina was India Navarre, the sophomore point guard, came off the bench and had 16 points, 7-11 from the field in 27 minutes. As well as Lexi Donarski, who had 13 points, but she only shot 4 of 11 from the field. So those are 2 bright spots for North Carolina. That's huge. We talked about in the Virginia Tech NC State recap, where it's how important it is for the supporting cast to show up and be able to score when the primary options, when the star players aren't shooting the ball particularly well. And that's what happened with North Carolina. Like I said, India Navarre and Lexi Donarski, who aren't the primary scoring options for North Carolina, they were both able to step up and fill the roles for Utsby and Deja Kelly, who both didn't shoot the ball particularly well. And that's what happens when you're a good team. You find ways to win. You find other scoring options. And that's something that Notre Dame has not been able to do just because, like I said, the injuries that they're dealing with and lack of depth. You're asking a lot out of freshman Hannah Hidalgo. Listen, I mean, she had 17 points and 11 rebounds. She had 5 turnovers, but she shot 6 of 16 from the field. She played 39 minutes. Listen, imagine once Olivia Miles gets healthy and she gets cleared to play, it's going to be exciting to watch that backcourt between Hidalgo and Olivia Miles. No question, that can be the best backcourt, in women's college basketball. And obviously tonight, Sonia Citron, despite this being her first game back, she had 18 points and 7 rebounds, shot 5 of 13 from the field. So once she starts to get back into a rhythm, she'll be that much more efficient. And like I said, their best post player, Maddie Westbell, was out with the injury as well. And she's someone that can contribute 16, 17 points a game, as well as 10 rebounds consistently. So, if you're Notre Dame, you have to be optimistic moving forward, understanding that this isn't your full roster and that you can only get better from here. And, with the healthy roster, I think Notre Dame can compete for a possible ACC championship game or, possible ACC championship. But they need to be 100% healthy because there's a lot of talent in the ACC. I mean, just looking across the court from North Carolina. Like I said, North Carolina is a team that gave South Carolina fits a couple weeks ago when they played each other. So, moving forward, I'm excited to see where the ACC goes in terms of who comes out on top. But North Carolina, Notre Dame, NC State, like we said, Virginia Tech, Duke, even Miami. These are all great teams in this conference, and I'm excited to see them play moving forward. But in our next segment, guys, speaking of moving forward, what will the Golden State Warriors do moving forward in response to Chris Paul being ruled out 4 to 6 weeks with a hand injury? We're going to discuss all that and then some, guys, so be sure to stick around. You're not going to miss it. We'll be right back.